We think of it as something we must and should do, but some of us are so busy caring for others that we don't take care of ourselves. Psychiatrist Jessica Gold explores the mental and physical cost of being there for others in her new memoir, How Do You Feel? It follows her and 4 of her patients who work in the medical field. Good morning. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
We talked so much during COVID over the distance, so it's really nice to meet you here in person.
Same.
And this book is a really important one, and it's a really interesting one because it's from your perspective. And you talk about reaching your breaking point. Can you tell me a little bit about that, and how do we know when we've reached our breaking point?
Yeah, I mean, you would think that as a psychiatrist I would know before I got to a breaking point, but unfortunately...
But then it wouldn't be a breaking point.
It wouldn't be a breaking point, and then I wouldn't be human like the rest of us. So for me, you know, I was a psychiatrist during COVID, taking care of healthcare workers primarily, also doing a lot of outreach and education, doing as much as possible, and doing telehealth. And I had an experience where I forgot a patient's name, and I forgot that I had met them before and reintroduced myself to them. Some people might say that's not the worst thing that could happen, but for a psychiatrist, it's pretty horrible. And so it felt horrible. And I was like, something's wrong with me, that I'm not coming in as myself as much as I should, and I need to do something about it. And I think for a lot of people like me, we blow past a lot of warning signs, and then it feels like a breaking point, but we missed all the early stuff. So I was falling asleep every day after work, and I was like, I think I have a physical illness. But before that, I was angry at email, becoming more disconnected, not wanting to be at work. There were all these things that I was like, this is just what work's supposed to be,
right?
Especially as a psychiatrist during the pandemic, right? But that was a warning sign. I just didn't see it or label it or know that's really what was going on.
You talk about this question, how do you feel? It has so many implications. It says and asks so much when you ask it of others and also about ourselves, right?
Yeah, the you's really important, I think. Like, I spend a lot of time, so do you, like asking other people how they're doing, trying to know their stories, getting to know them, but actually turning it on yourself is a lot harder because it's actually easier to support other people. And in a career like both of ours, you're doing that a lot. And then you have a time where you actually turn it on yourself and you go, oh, wait, I'm not actually okay. And my therapist was like, have you ever asked yourself how you're doing? And I was like, is that a thing people do? And realize that actually checking in with yourself makes it so you don't wait until you're falling asleep every day after work before you notice anything's wrong.
Yeah, you have that servant's heart. So and you talk about empathy in this book as well. For people who are empaths and who think about other people's feelings over their own, how do you balance that with meeting your own needs?
Yeah, I mean, in my field, you have to be an empath to do it well. I think you would want a psychiatrist who cared about you and cared about your experiences. So I have to do that, but I also have to leave time for me. So as much as I'm there and present and hearing and holding things for people, I then have to find ways like after work or between patients to check in on myself, to transition, to do things for myself, to do like self-care skills, whatever works for me. But like for me, it's like journaling, or me, it's watching a stupid TV show or something like that. So making time to actually take care of me, despite the fact that it's so easy to just take care of other people and pretend it doesn't affect me, which is completely bogus and makes no sense and is impossible.
Before I let you go, can you leave me with a few things that we can all do to try to take care of ourselves in a day where there just aren't enough hours?
Sure. So ask yourself how you're doing. It really matters. Notice differences, including early warning signs, because we're really bad at that. Sleep. I wish I could tell you that I'm not being one of those annoying doctors who tells you sleep is really helpful, but it really does impact your mental health and can be a big thing. I'm a big fan of psychotherapy. I talk about going to psychotherapy in my book, my own therapist. It makes a big difference having external eyes and someone else to talk to. So if you can, the mental health system is really broken, but if you can access it, I would recommend it. And I think it really matters and can make a really big difference.
Jessie, thank you so much for being here. Congratulations on the new
book.
Thank you so
much.
I can't wait to read it.